G'day and welcome. My name's Jim and today we're going to be installing a fuel cell into my 1983 VH Commodore. So if you're watching this video around its newly released time, then I'll let you know my video output has dropped quite substantially because we are moving house for the first time in over 20 years. This is going to take a few months to get done, but once it is done, there's going to be crap loads of videos coming out, so don't go anywhere. So a few weeks ago, I was coming back from looking at houses, funnily enough, and I could smell fuel, and I thought, oh, I must be just imagining shit. But when we got home, luckily we did get bloody home, there was fuel pissing out of a hole in the fuel tank. So it must have hit a rock or something. It was a little bit rusty. And yep, that was enough. She was pissing out all over the place. So the missus climbed underneath there with some JB Weld and stuffed it in the hole, and that kept it on the road for a little while I ordered a replacement tank, well, a fuel cell. Now, I wanted a black one, but for some stupid reason, they're almost twice the bloody price of a normal silver one, and one with a metal cap is almost double the price again.
Tell them to get stuffed.
So I've watched other people doing this, and because it has a wet sump that hangs a little bit below the actual tank, people cut holes in their boot and then sit it down in there so it hangs out the bottom of their car. I really don't like that idea. So what I did was I cut 2 bits of rectangle gal tube and sat the tank on top of them, then marked the tab holes, took the tank back off, drilled the holes out, and then put rivet nuts in them. Now, I could have bolted these rails to the floor as well, but I'm feeling a bit lazy, so I thought, bugger it, I'll just weld the bastards instead. I don't need inch-round fuel lines. She's only mildly worked. It isn't a fully worked LS with twin snails or anything, although...
Tell him he's dreaming.
So I bought some AN10 to AM6 reducers, a couple of 90 degrees, a fuel filter, a rollover valve, and some braided PTFE tube, because that shit's good for all kinds of fuel and oil and whatever else you want to run through it. It won't screw it up in any way. Now, I just ran this around the tank, so the hose just goes down an existing hole in the boot. It had a grommet in it, so I just drilled a hole in the grommet, and we just run it through underneath and join it onto the existing fuel lines. So once the welds are all painted so they don't rust, we just sit the tank back down on top of it and bolt it on. Then we attach our fuel lines, making sure not to swing off them like a left-handed gorilla, because they're only aluminium and you'll just strip the arse out of them as quick as. So gently does it. And hook the fuel gauge up and chuck some fuel in her. Make sure she doesn't leak all over the joint. And that's about it. With a bit of luck, it should be good to go. Give her a bit of fuel because it ain't been started today. Yeah! Beautiful. Good stuff. Fantastic. Well, there you go. Hope you liked the video. If you could use a good laugh, then check out my review channel. It's got over 100 hilarious videos on there. Big shout out to my Patreons, Mitch, Jackson, Legend Boys. If you want to be a legend as well, follow the links to Patreon, where members get to speak to me live and get videos sent to you early, as well as knowing you're helping out a creator. But if you're broke like me and still want to help, next time you go out, put on one of my playlists for your dog or your cat, or maybe you hate your neighbours, in which case you could turn it up nice and loud. Oh well, you'll be good, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Play the music!
Techno.
Cosmopolitan Railroad.